This image unsettles me the more I look at it, and I can't quite place why. I mean, at first glance, it just looks like a back storage area until you realize, first of all, that that door seems absurdly small. But then those panels in the back that show the sky would have to be really tall, right? And the room absurdly tall. But then the light would have to be massive compared to the door and the radio. I don't know. The more I try and compare things, the less I feel like I grasp this scale. Hello everyone, and welcome to Superliminal, a surreal first-person perspective-based puzzle game, and one which I've been aware of for years, and which you guys have been asking me to play for years, and it seems the time has finally come. From what little I've seen, it seems like this is going to have some shades of like the Stanley Parable or even Antechamber. There's a blast from the past. I'm really excited for this one because I love puzzle games that make you have to see things differently, that force you to think differently. And this should be just that sort of game. So let's start a new game.
Are you filled with feelings of self-doubt? Do you find yourself prone to minimizing massive dilemmas? Or for allowing the smallest problems to get blown completely out of proportion? At the Pierce Institute, our patent-pending Somnosculpt technology provides safe and effective dream therapy while you rest in the comfort of our flagship clinic. Located right next to the secondary overflow parking lot at the University Medical Center. Somnosculpt will make your dreams come true.
It seems we've been lured. Oh, they're starting early with this, drawn on the wall, giving the appearance of a flat title screen, but actually existing in 3D space, but it's a face full of that, so it's all we perceive. Hey, with the perfection of that wall, as I move around, it almost seems like it turns to follow my view, but I don't think it does. Or wait, but I feel like the perspective of the actual lines is changed. Are we doing funny business? Also, am I dreaming right now? Terms of service. I'm afraid I can't quite read all that. Facility phone number is redacted. Fantastic. Does that say 91 or 21? Makes a difference. About 30 years worth of difference, actually. $208. It certainly is quiet. Perception is reality. Grab. Okay. Whoa, look at that! How does that work? It's literally forced perspective, but like cemented into reality. That is so weird. That is so weird. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing this before you get any bigger. Alright, so it's using this to show us what we're dealing with. Hang on. I can only move horizontally like this. As far as I can tell anyway. I can't drag you closer to me. I can make you fall through that. Okay, well there is no more getting out that way. That is such a delight. From a code perspective, though, I have no idea how you get this to work. Space to jump. Yep. There doesn't seem to be a sprint.
Terms of service accepted. Congratulations on falling asleep. Welcome to Somnosculpt. Your progress may be monitored by qualified specialists. This orientation will adapt you to eyelids, our interactive, lucid induction dream state in which you retain full consciousness and control.
You say that, Wait, I feel like it's a legal minefield signing documents in my dreams. Even if I am lucid. That's gonna take some getting used to. Hey, we're very close already. Yep. And then we move you. Ooh, I can end up like sort of inside you. But look at that. I can pick up these giant pieces as well. I guess weight is no object here. No objects beyond this point at all times. It got all tiny. Oh, but wait, look at that. We can control that force perspective because we can pick things up from any distance. So we don't scroll to bring it closer, but we can manipulate left and right, and we'll just sort of walk up to you. And now you're bigger. Look at that. Oh, this is so trippy, but actually quite intuitive once you get the hang of it. Okay, no objects beyond this point. Whoop. So we need to stand on the button. We are also a vampire, but that's something I would also be if I could lucid dream whenever I wanted. Oh my. Well, don't that suck. However, if we peek over here, I can grab you. Come a little closer. And come a little closer. And pick you up. And we're through. But now what? We need to get over to there. So I can pick you up. Just sort of squeeze you through. Now we have a problem, though, because I can't get over there. How am I supposed to get on top of you? Oh, well, I can jump pretty well.
Confirmed.
Oh.
You can move freely, interact with surrounding objects, and listen to messages from your patient care team. Please note that I am the standard orientation protocol and that my voice has been explicitly chosen to remind you that I am not a part of your patient care team. I do not care.
Well, I haven't actually heard from any of my patient care team, and considering we're doing lucid dream studies in a strip mall, I'm a little bit concerned. Look at that. An entire puzzle game based around forced perspective. That is so clever, and once more, I have no idea how you actually make this illusion work in, like, 3D space that's interactive. I definitely think there's probably going to be more going on here than meets the eye. Like, this is a dream. What do you need cameras for? And how exactly does this help with the problems described in the commercial? By the way, I guess I felt this was for me. Okay, there's a piece in there, and a button in there. So, we're going to want you to look as close as possible. If I come a little closer, I can put you through. We can use the shadows, sort of, to gauge what we're doing. This is nuts. It's like an even trippier portal. Hold right-click to rotate. Oh my. You have fallen on hard times since you were the Pixar logo. You'll always rotate back to your regular state if you tip over. Maybe I want to make the cheese bigger. Go like that, and like that. See, now it's like chair-sized. Kaboom. I see. Well, sort of. Look at that. Get it big enough, and it can be used as a ramp. This is so cool. Go like that. I just need you bigger and bigger. Still up, just
During
made it.
eyelids, you will lose the ability to awaken suddenly due to realizing that this is a dream. Evidence: I have already informed you that this is a dream. You did not wake up. Please complete the remaining orientation activities.
Well, I guess it's not like I've got anything better to do. 12:05 a.m. So just after midnight. Perhaps we'll want to keep an eye on that, because the official banner art of this says 3 a.m. And that's when the weirdest sleep stuff tends to happen. Okay, ooh. Look at that. We need to take that and put it into here. Oh my, this is how a rich man can get into heaven. Alright, let's just put you down here. And get you a little lower. A little lower. Okay, we want to get you farther away. Hang on, wait. Not behaving quite as I'd like. Getting you smaller is going to require me to reverse my thinking a little bit. Ooh, wait. There's broken boards. Or soon-to-be broken boards. Dream soda. Look at this. Already we're getting to places we're not supposed to be.
You have deviated from the orientation pathway. At the Pierce Institute, patient safety is a keynote in our corporate priority tetrahedron. A variable degree of force can and will be authorized to ensure patient safety. Please return to the orientation pathway.
Well, I am trying to be healthy, so I'll try some of that water soda. Hey, maybe we can use this to complete the puzzle. Well, not if I accidentally make it so much bigger. I don't even know how to look at an object anymore. Oh my god. Let's reduce your size. I legitimately do not know what to do with life. Well, we can open that door that way. We had choices to make. But of course I'm gonna do the other thing. We can't. This is just introducing the fact that we can do nonsense. I can't pick up any of these tanks on the ground. Are we sure this is a dream? The mirror's been broken. And the grate removed. Well, that's all well and good, because it doesn't seem like we would have been able to do what we needed anyway without all this being open. Question now is, how do I get you over there? Let's get you smaller and smaller. Until eventually you should fit. There we go.
All environments perceived during eyelids should reflect a typical mental state. If you believe your mental state was compromised by Somnasculpt, please provide a comprehensive, rational explanation in your post-procedural survey. Completed surveys may be eligible for a gift card.
Ooh. But yeah, it's crazy how you can keep looking at the same image until it becomes a different image, having not actually changed. Really, no objects beyond this point at all times. I really wonder what kind of negative effects might have created that problem. Well, I need this over there, though, is the problem. But what if I put you over here, come through here? I cannot grab you through this, nor this. Video surveillance. People without items beyond this point will be fine. People beyond this point with objects will be fined. Suspension of dream license up to 1 year. Fines from 1 lost night of sleep to 4. Be smart. Thank you for not objecting, or objecting. What does this place have against objects? Okay. So we can make you much larger. We even feel the weight difference. But that doesn't help us, does it? Ah, well, look at that. We could just drop it up and over. There we go. Doesn't just affect size, it affects distance as well. The knight sits in his chamber, which... I guess the pillaging and looting may have been lax somewhat because it's a pallet and some boxes. Oh, look at how open this is. Whoa! Oh. You guide me to the exit. This just guides me right back. That door got mighty small as I approached. You open you. And you open you. But we can't get an object through, and now we're stuck here. Okay, I wonder if there's anything I can see from here. No, no objects. Anything in the rafters? Not that I see. Then again, the sign is a little off-kilter. Maybe something to do with that? Okie dokie. There's no above area. Can I make you so big that you actually bridge the gap to both of these things? I've got it, just need to angle it a little bit more. And there we are. I keep trying to use tricks to get it bigger and smaller, but really what I realized here is that I just need to place it exactly where I need it. I'll be able to see the solution because that's how this works.
Please stand by for polite recognition on your completion of the Somnasculpt orientation. You did it. To maximize the time allotted for your therapeutic journey, please do not delay in proceeding through the final doorway as indicated.
Sure thing. I also think it's kind of funny and outside the box to literally use the completion sign to complete the puzzle. Hey. Your thing's open. We can have a peek out on all sides. Hey, is it normal for a dream facility to be out of whack? One would think that if anywhere would be perfect, it would be something like this. We can grab this object here. Perhaps we can use that to get ourselves outside somehow. Thank you. I mean, besides the obvious, I'm just placing it right here on the button. Yeah, no, see, that's not going to suit me, really. Hang on, what is this? Oh, it's just a weird bit of different wall texture. Okay, well, this thing is huge now, so... Well, I can't use it to swing against the walls, but you see what I'm saying, right? Oh, I actually can. I've broken the script. Dude, this is so cool. This is so much fun, too. It tickles my brain in the coolest way, where even once I figure out what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm, first of all, impressed that the game actually expects me to do it that way, but also I'm just giggling to myself that it's actually working. And having that added element of being able to sort of escape the confines, to literally think outside the box, well, it's fun in the same way that Portal was. Look, they're giving me the feeling of being naughty. Yeah, I like that! I believe I've woken up. 3 a.m. I was going to pick you up to do a quick confirmation for myself. Okay, so escaping either causes us to wake up, or they woke us up on purpose because we did that. But something tells me we are not quite as escaped as we would like to be. I mean, I say would like. We signed up for this. In a dream. I can totally still sue. First, I gotta get into something so I can have something to sue them for. First hint that dream soda. Wait. What does that say? How to start it. I can't quite read what it says. And as far as I can tell, there's no zoom button. Wow, so this is the liminal aspect, huh? Chairs all laid out, this space as perfect as in the dream. Which leads me to believe that it still is, not the least of which is because the dream soda machine is still here. I can use this soda to confirm something. Yep. Oh, that is just like a dream test. Like flicking a light switch or looking at your hands. Well, I don't think that's gonna fit in the garbage can. It's also worth mentioning that this is quite a visually stunning game, isn't it? It's unsettling in its perfection and its symmetry and its unblemished textures. And the architecture is so strange as well. It's like it continues to go up even past the ceiling, making this place feel finite and infinite at the same time. Some doors are best left closed. Oh my, I need to get a house so that I can get that sign for a random door. We're in a hotel now. Or something resembling one. Sorry, I took 2 steps and my stomach dropped. Hey, how are you gonna mess with me here? You're not. Wild. That's never gonna go back into that slot again, though. Okay, well, along for your funhouse ride? Oh, that just tickled my whole body doing that. Oh, and turning around the same. God. Watch this in full screen, please, because this is so disorienting and cool. And all this to this relaxing parlor music. Oh, it's like riding a ride. And the best part about this is that it's not like it's changing or warping around us. This just is what it looks like. But it's exploiting the way our brain tries to make sense of a 2-dimensional image. Oh my, that was so much worse than what I was even expecting. I thought it would just be like a flat image on the doorway. Look at that. I really gotta wonder if there's like a reliable way to make assets like this, or if it's a lot of painstaking trial and error. Well, obviously I'm gonna pull the fire alarm. Fire alarmist, pull 1 alarm. It just sputters out. Not much good in a crisis, is it? Look at that. But obviously I'm gonna walk around and mess with everything I can, right? Exit temporarily moved. Not closed, not out of order, moved. This game is a delight. With no music, it wouldn't feel nearly as friendly, but here we are. I don't feel like I'm lost, I'm wandering, that's all. We're still in the warehouse. The best thing this could do would be to reveal that it's actually not a dream. Also, the exit can be anywhere we want it to be, really, right? Maybe we need to make these consistent. Maybe that's what it'll take. Alright, let's see what you guys want. Like, for example, if I placed you here, and you also here, well, it's not going to change the doorway. But maybe if this pointed to here? No. Sadly. We could bring this down, but that does nothing. Well, perhaps I can make more physical use of this. Oops. What's the biggest I can get you to look? There we are. Can we climb up that? There we go. As long as there's a manipulatable object, we have a path. There's stuff up there as well. Unfortunately for us, that music stops being so inviting the very moment we climb up and over the walls. No wonder barbarians are so angry. New cube design. Too much? Eggshell? Arrgh, I'm a pirate. Materials. Aluminum or plastic? Symmetrical layout? All the planning is here. You know, that's a lot of actual physical planning for something that is allegedly not real. Yes, what was that sound? Oh, it's so dark down this way. Look, a blueprint. But a blueprint for what? Potentially something we've not come across yet? Okay, I'm guessing these are some kind of Easter egg we can uncover. It looks like a domed roof. Maybe in like a museum or a mall? But the thing on the left looks almost more industrial. Every once in a while I just hear like a single note of a song. Okay, is there anything in the dark down here? And not that I can see. Or hey, maybe it's just this room. I think it'll pay to look upward every once in a while. After all, these rooms are all impossibly tall.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to talk to you about being special. So special, in fact, that we have no idea where you are. But not to worry, we're working on it.
That's it? Well, you keep working on it. I'm gonna keep working on my own projects. For example, exploring this incredible gift I've been given. The ability to lucid dream. Or something. By the way, I think these fire extinguishers and alarms are actually nods to classic dream tests. Devices like that simply will not work in a dream for some reason. Okay, well if we can find something to pick up, we can stack our way up there. And the sign isn't cooperating at this minute. We're leaning these paintings down like badly set up TVs. This whole thing just gets weirder the more you look at it, huh? Look at this, we've got to stand in just the right spot in order for these things to come together. That means being at the right distance and angle. No way. Objects will actually pop into existence when you properly arrange them. Well, we've got it now. Hang on, let's set it up right there-ish. I'm getting the hang of this. We can potentially jump on top of these paintings, no? Ah, but look at that. If we hold down space, we can vault up and over. This is just so fascinating. Oh, look at that. Have we got something else to put together? I would need to back up a little bit more. Yeah. Oh, look at that. No, it all comes to one line. It's the table! Every single thing about this. Oh, wait. It looks like it's sort of automatically pulling into view. So if I just stop and stare, it'll do that last little bit itself. Prevents you from getting stuck, I'm sure. We've got our own little staircase. A portable staircase that we can condense down as needed and bring to wherever we like. I keep saying it, but what a delight this game is. Like, I know how it works now, and even still, I want to clap my hands like a toddler every time something actually works. Of course, there is no analog time in a zone like this, only digital clocks work. I wonder if messing with you guys actually does anything. We gotta get our right ending. Maybe it's about curiosity. Maybe if we think, surely this time will be different, and try every single object we find, it'll decide we're somehow worthy of fighting Freddy Krueger or something. I don't know, I heard the name Dream Warrior. I haven't seen that movie, but I'm taking the name and running with it. Just applying whatever I feel works. Oh my god, I feel like Freddy Krueger is not mentally equipped for a place like this. He'd be trapped in here with me. See, a game like this very easily could be creepy. I mean, its premise alone is kind of unsettling. And the environments could be, but they're just so bright and vibrant. Okay, we need you to be doored. I might have to get higher up for this to work. But nobody's stopping me. Nobody's stopping me from doing whatever I want with these parts, so if I just move you over to here, let's make sure we have the right perspective on it. Ah, there's part of it. This is the most adorable thing. I love this game so much. Is there anything on that side? I just figure we should check sometimes. We know that there's hidden stuff. This has already started to reprogram the way I think, and I feel like that's what any good puzzle game does. But it's the kind of thing, I'm really dreading the Tetris effect that I'm gonna get from this. Because I was looking over here, and my very first thought was, tiny door? But no, it's just the side of this briefcase. And the music abruptly stops as soon as we step away again. Nothing back here, although I am making note of the outlets. Not that I actually think we'll have to plug anything in, I'm just making notes of things. Ah, doctor. Have you got any more advice for me?
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'm just popping in to give you a quick update on where you are. We still don't know, but please keep moving forward, and hopefully you prefer frequent updates to being reminded that you are completely lost.
I could use frequent updates on that. If something changes, I would like to know. Not sure if I need the play-by-play. Oh, I really screwed up this time, didn't I? Are you lucid dreaming? Please head to the exit to wake up. Well, I've reached several exits in this time, and none of them got me out of the place where I was. Which makes it hard to call them exits. Kind of sorry excuses for exits, if you ask me. But that's alright, I'm in no rush to be found. I'm having a huge amount of fun. Ooh. We just need to make that puzzle piece fit. And it looks like we get a free cube out of it as well, which is always fun. How are we going to do that, though? This piece doesn't move. Okay, what if we just get you? Boop. And then we can get ourselves up onto that platform. Actually, it'll be easier if we go for one of these lower ones. There we are. And to here. And no. Now we've got this piece, removing the hole in reality that we're gonna pretend was always there. However, how are we making this one? It's got to be possible. Can I jump up on these boxes? No, it's going to be very careful about not allowing me anywhere that isn't tightly controlled. Alright, how do we do this? We could perhaps go like, nope. Could work. That part could work. No, you don't want me climbing on top of this one. But if I were to do something like this, yeah, once again, you don't want me climbing on top of it. I'd have to get it a fair bit smaller for that to work. But we succeeded, and there we are. Please use other door. Find the nook in optical. What is this? A little dice. StairCon, annual conference this week, featuring guest speakers from across the stair building world. This year's topics include proper flooring support, pitch lines for your pitch lines, advances in railing design, getting stairs for your stairs, is curved the new straight? Know your nosing. Yeah, this is kind of hard to read sometimes. I would not mind a zoom in button. But we've got a commemorative dice to show for it. Maybe we can do something with it? Let's make it big. A lot of things are cooler when they're bigger. We've reached the back lot, but now the sky just looks strange, seeing it in parallax with the buildings. Also, what is with these buildings? So not only is it messing with, like, forced perspective, it's also messing with the immediate image your mind fills in when you look in a certain direction. Every little thing is a mind screw the second you start moving. Like, all these look like open doors, which are not when you approach. They're way too narrow for that. Even this whole thing is, like, shifting outwards so that it feels like you're crossing much more distance than you should be. This place looks tiny and huge at the same time. Well, we're not getting in there.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and we still can't find you. But you should now have access to a series of elevators that should trigger your subconscious to gradually wake you up. You should also find a variety of emergency exit signs that should lead you to them. Will all of this work? Absolutely.
Hey, how are you placing these directly in my path? That's very convenient, considering you don't know where I am. Oh, look at this. We're on the catwalk above the hotel area, and we can even grab the sign that we used before. Well, we're back where we were. I mean, generally. Like, in this sort of environment, not where we were. That would be bad. Anybody else expecting those elevator doors to open up and have a torrent of blood rush out? No way. No way! I looked up at it and I just had an inkling that this was gonna happen. Look at this.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. In the event that this elevator does not wake you up, please don't interact with anything that strikes you as psychologically significant, as we will no longer have any way of controlling it. For example, if you see your parents, please punch them in the face as hard as you can and immediately run away.
Way ahead of you. Dude. I mean, the moon struck me as psychologically significant. Let's start working on getting it bigger again. Oh, look at that. It has no physics. Well, I mean, it makes sense. It's the freaking moon. It's supposed to just hang there. Nobody tell the Kerbals what I just did. They're probably freaking out right now. So that elevator's not gonna do anything for me. Mainly the problem is that there is no elevator. So that's kind of getting in the way of my plans right now. All the paintings are even here to remind me to look up. We can pull those. One of these days, one of these things is actually gonna go off. Now the question is, now what? What does one do with such a thing? Oh, hey, look at that! There's a tiny little door hidden on the back of the moon. Well, how do I get through tiny little door? Oh, this game is something else. Alright. You go over there. I don't know how I'm managing this. Unfortunately, it doesn't have its own gravity. Oh, but I can just pluck you right off. Well, that makes things easier. This game is nuts. There's our elevator. I'm sorry, it tickles me so much. Don't get lost. Beer fund $5. Dakota. Regular person has 3 to 5 dreams per night. What if there's a fire in the elevator? Don't meet sister-in-law. Alright, off we go, but I'm taking the moon with me. I don't see how you could expect me not to. Seize the day. Other Somnasculpt reports are waiting for you. Sure are doing a lot of loading here. 4 a.m. I could be a huge rebel and just simply not hit snooze. Well, this area seems to be the same thus far. Though something tells me we won't be out yet. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, on the one hand, I have just solved the hunger crisis in dreams. Here we are.
This is an automated message for all patients who attempted to use an alternate pathway to access the next phase of Somnasculpt therapy, but who have become trapped in a dream state paradox instead. Your decisions imply a failure of orientation, which reflects negatively on the standard orientation protocol.
I didn't know you were
You will
homophobic.
rectify this failure immediately.
I'm once again struck by how it's not just about messing with our perspective, but it's also playing with the immediate assumptions that our brain fills in upon looking at an image. Like, I saw this, and at first I immediately classified it as, okay, this is a brick alleyway at night. But it's not. These are all pallets when you look more closely. And I don't know to what extent this is intentional, or if it's just bound to happen with the way things are weird, but it sort of reminds me of those early AI images where you look at them, and at first you feel like it's a perfectly comprehensible image until you look more closely and realize that no individual detail makes any sense. This is a dice sort of zone. Or cheese. I guess we're still dreaming. Perception is reality. You're a friendly doctor. P.S. We'll get through this. Ah, so it is 1991. Oh, look at that. I stare at it, and it's like I can see colored rings, the image jittering back and forth. But perception is reality. I mean, what's the difference between one signal sent to our brain from our exterior sensors and another? If there's to be a way out of this, it may actually involve this poster right here, but it's nice to know somebody's looking out for us. Curators only, you say? Wait. You there? Still can't pluck you off the wall. And so many of these doors remain off limits. I love the old man little rasp that it does when it's finished dealing with you. Another. Oh. We, seem to have cleaved you a bit. Sorry about that. If I come back here, we can get a third, although it may not be necessary. Yep. And yep. Hey, look at that. They're actually little apples. Oh my, I'm sorry, I did not mean to do that. And by I'm sorry, I mean I absolutely did mean to do that. I just had to see what there was further down. Expert fire alarmist. Pull enough fire alarms. Okay, out of my way. We're crawling into the crawl space. Which is what one expects to do in a crawl space. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm disappointed by that. There's all kinds of stuff down here. A chessboard, a chess piece.
Professional tip: the average adult can only withstand 3 to 5 dreams per night. Once this threshold is eclipsed by entering more dreams, your mind will suffer an explosive mental overload,
What?
reorienting you for the emergency exit protocol. Please subject yourself to explosive mental overload.
You made that sound like such a horrible thing. Of course, I've always got to grab one of these whenever I get the chance. I've yet to actually open a can and drink it, but can you really drink in a dream anyway? Can you keep the calories? Don't be a fool. Hydrate. That's just good advice for life, by the way. This is your reminder to hydrate. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. That's some good H2O. Cold, too. You guys are a little wibbly-wobbly topsy-turvy. But it's only more apparent once we arrive. The lighting doesn't help, it actually kind of adds to the illusion. Oh, hey. Ugh. I wanted to see if we could lift that right out. You got my hopes all up. Also, paint buckets. Paint buckets abound. You really went out of your way to get all this prepared for me, didn't you? I really am just a genuine menace at this point. But to be fair, I'm just exposing how unprepared this place is in the event of a fire. None of this stuff works properly. It's actually insane. Ah, look at that. We can slide you out of the wall. The question then is why? Look at that! As always, nothing is as it seems. We can arrange these into something proper though, right? Everything can also be just slid into the floors and walls for maximum compactness. Once more, I don't really see how I use this stuff. Well, oh! Some of you are only blocked in a certain way. You'll only go to there. You'll only go to there, but you'll just keep on going so long as this one's not above ground. No fire extinguisher is safe for me. This place may be a fire hazard, but I'm going to make sure it's more of one.
Please note that a reluctance to volunteer for the risks associated with explosive mental overload implies a misunderstanding of all other solutions, all of which are far more traumatic and likelier to result in catastrophe. I am not capable of suboptimal suggestions. Please exit this dream as soon as possible.
I am not capable of suboptimal suggestions. I will be using that. Oh. We've got a leak. Ducky! And you bounce. I love how this game has moments like this where it invites you to play with its mechanics, even if it's not necessarily a puzzle solution. That is actually terrifying. So did the duct drip from the ceiling, or what? I feel bamboozled. Never has there been a boozle as bam as this. Well, your individual components still work the same way. Can I use them as a ramp? Sure can. Nothing much deters me. Okay, is it going to be the same thing? Nope. You just work like regular. Oh my god, no you don't. No, you don't whatsoever. And there's nothing hiding back here, so I guess I'll just climb you. Now the question is, what are we trying to reach now? Also, it's hard to say, are these apples concave? Or is that just the lighting? Is that just their shading? And is that really the most significant thing about this? Not really. Well, oh my god! I'm here. Well, there's nothing to pick up in this spot. So I guess we're heading this way? Unless we don't have to. Okay, so will this count as dream 2 or 3 that we're completing? Emotions/expectations highly affect dreams. Dream layers of the mind. Hey, are you trying to steal my game here? I always talk about that. Testers so far. Jonas Dawson, Arthur Willis, Jojo Smith, Bart Blagov. I am here. People only dream of ordinary objects. Boring. The doctor has not really reached out to me directly. I don't know if there was something else I could have found. I mean, look, I know I'm supposed to be following these things to the elevators. I'm just not sure if there's maybe something a bit more? Well, not really. But also, yeah, really. That actually looks a lot like the room we were in before. There's the set below, the tall scaffoldings, and the catwalks above. And somebody is making a mess of all this. The pillows, the drinks. It really is like somebody is setting up shop here. But yeah, if it looks like an area can be physically reached, we should make every effort to reach it. Feeling lucky? So are we. Colliculus Casino and Amusements. They're never gonna stop with the loading screen gags. And I don't want them to. 5 a.m. Like, these puzzles aren't difficult once you get the hang of how all this works. But, I don't know, it's just been really satisfying to actually see those random dumb ideas come to fruition over and over again.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and despite touring the Waterfall Serenity Zone in the previous section you've just completed, you may still be experiencing feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt. Why do I feel like everything is going wrong, even when the sun is shining?
No, I hadn't really addressed it much before, but that could be a central theme here, and it's a very specific feeling that can be really hard to explain, but I know I relate to it. Anytime there's silence, I'm thinking, what am I missing? Let's try something different, like green soda. Turns out, works much the same way, but we're not really expecting to not be in a dream anymore. We just need to go for mental overload. Dim lights and green walls. I feel like I'm going to see the wizard. Oh. Flashing lights, everybody. Emergency generator this way. Why do I have my doubts? Road closed. Detour. I'm sure the sign still works, even if there's no road. It's a freezer mirage. So that's got to be paint, right? Hang on, wait. Nobody told me this was going to take a pivot into horror. I can't move this light. Okay, what kind of dream is this? I'm waiting for the comic relief. Emergency generator right this way, it insists. Keep moving. Murder, 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 beans. Oh my god. Guys, what day is it? I hope it's not a murder day. There's nothing else here. Except a big dark room that anything could be in. There's nothing I can pick up either. Now what? What if I try running off path? Oh. I figured it would be something like this. What if I run the other way? Same thing, we end up parallel. Oh. Even in its horror segment, this game's sense of humor continues. But no thoughts of humor now. We've got a murderer on the loose. And it's me. I'm a murderer of fire extinguishers. Ah! I feel like I'm back at square one. Yeah. This is kind of fun. Yeah. There must be some other way then. Ah, here. We've got to silhouette this bridge against the red. This is so creepy and cool, I can't even think about how much this is making my stomach drop. By the way, my stomach's dropping. Oh no, I thought about it. This appears to be something of a dead end. Can I make the jump? I don't know. Yep. Nope. Turns out, no, I cannot. So what am I supposed to do then? If I come this way... Wait, which way did I go before? I ended up here. So what if I try going the other way? Oh, you'll just let me go the last bit of the distance? Yes. Yes, 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 Doctor. Please tell me what's going on.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to talk more about the feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt I mentioned before. You feel this way because you want the kind of happy life you see all around you, the kind you know everyone else is enjoying. And that's exactly why we're here to help.
I know my character was, but I wasn't thinking about that until you brought it up, and the only thing is that, you know, I've already analyzed all this, and no, they're not. Nobody wants to look like they're not doing fine. You only see people when they're out and about, when they're not mired down in these thoughts, but lots of people are. Huh. Fancy a game of chess? I guess someone did. It's a haunted house made of self-doubt, full of longing for something that we believe everyone but us is capable of tapping into. I didn't sign up for this. I mean, I literally did, but only in a dream. Don't turn around, you say. Oh my, that's probably still going in the physics, but it does kind of seem like somebody was behind me and dipped out of here at the last second. We've got to walk into the dark. I only have contrast to guide me, look. Oh, this is so cool. Only a game like this could get away with it. I mean, I've used these techniques to navigate in many a dark environment in games, but usually that was because of poor level and game design. Here, it's the entire point.
Warning. You were advised to subject yourself to explosive mental overload by descending into additional dreams, but have now descended into a dream within a dream instead, disorienting yourself even further. You are responsible for failing to make this crucial distinction.
And that's what I'm left with. Not what to do about it, not how to avoid in the future, just simply shaming me. You certainly are not part of the care team. You're part of the indifferent team. Before I was able to pull boards down. Now, well, at least we've got a light. I don't know what it is about a wall of boxes that's so creepy to me. Stretched to the ceiling, feeling like it could fall over at any time. Maybe it makes me feel small in the way a child does, because I'm used to being fascinated by the idea of box forts. And so anything like this feels inevitably much larger in scale than it actually is, or makes me feel small. Well, we've made it. Random soda. I wonder what random tastes like. Probably squeezed from random berries. I feel like we're on the other side of the freezer in the grocery store. Well, we're not getting through that way. I'm so creeped out by the thought of being informed I've entered a dream within a dream. Like, yep, you've gone to the place where even the experts can't reach you. Only you can get yourself out, and you don't remember how you got yourself in. I would feel quite compelled to wedge myself in between there, though, because having the feeling of being between a wall and a door would at least get rid of the feeling that this is so open and dark that anything can happen. I bet there's something in here. There is not. Well, the bigger we make this, the more we can light our path. Ah, there we are! The puzzles in this are so neat. Ah, cool, a knife.
Did you know that unintentional multi-dream layering occurs in less than 1% of patients? This correlates strongly with the 99% of patients who are able to follow simple instructions from the standard orientation protocol.
Well, I was told I was special. I just wasn't sure in what regard. We have a really fast killer on our hands. I can't wait until we find an open jar of marinara or something at the end of all this. No way. Oh, it says idea. You were really exploiting the fact that we would be squinting at that, already forming an expectation of what we think it says. The generator. The idea generator. Well, it was lost early on, but I suppose now that it's back, we can resume our regularly scheduled content. The kitchen's ready, the music is playing, the light is flowing in. Beautiful. This game took an abrupt turn into horror, and to be fair, it was actually creepy, even while still maintaining that sense of humor. And the thing is, the humor in this is engineered in such a way where it kind of makes you laugh at yourself rather than the game. It sets your expectations and then laughs at you when they're subverted. Some might say that's unfair. I just think it's funny. Oh my god! I wanted to see what it would look like in the light. We can see the windows that were there the whole time. This is just like that one scare in Dream Core. How far back can we follow you? Well, we can't mess with the flashlight anymore. Nope, I'm chasing you down. Are you the killer? Sorry, I couldn't see you behind the sign. How far back can we go? I'm really curious about this now. It's all stacked up so that we can. And you're continuing to guide us forward. Was that working properly? Ah, we're still going. Imagine if this is the jump scare that all this was leading up to. Once more, your animations are bugging out. But actually, that was right where we initially found you. Into the pit with you. Wait, this was this far back? I can't believe how far we've come. But this is as far as it goes. Unless maybe we have to follow you down? I mean, you are having a very follow-me-esque personality. Whoa. We have not ended up where I thought we would. Didn't quite catch that, I'm gonna be totally honest. Oh man, I should have kept going in the other direction. I didn't realize I had to do this.
Door opening.
Did you really need to leave a note for that? Apparently you did, because we're looping now. No message from me now. Oh, no, that's opened. It's the dog ending. Well, it's the pawn ending now, but... It really is the dog ending. That is so funny. Is that really the end of the game? That was 90 minutes. Well, I'm not sure what to make of this. I'm still not sure I trust it. There are a lot of doggies, though. There's a lot of good doggies in here, too. Look at them. Do they want to just reach out and pet their little heads? Definitely want to pet those heads. Okay, we can select level. Yeah, no, there's totally more. There's totally more. What if we continue? Loading? I don't know, are you? Yeah, no, we unlocked the secret dog ending. That is so funny. I just wanted to see the rest of this place in the light. This is that again. Cloud insert. And remember to order more red paint. You used it all on this little display. Need. Promotes heart health, anti-cancer, blood sugar regulation, potassium, anti-inflammatory. Too many. How many, really? Are these avocados? Need to sleep. Biggest question, which is the real one? Order longer freezer flaps. Yeah, no, I didn't want to say anything about that, but they don't reach all the way to the floor. Enjoy avocados. Loading screen, doing whatever it wants, as always. Oh my. Oh, you're actually gonna make me do each one. I don't even know what to make of this anymore. You know, I saw this game actually has, like, challenge maps and workshop support. It's weird because, mechanically, each of these puzzles breaks my brain, but they're not that difficult. And it's definitely much more of a walking simulator than a puzzle game. It's just so easy to forget that. But then again, maybe that was just that last area. Give me another water soda. I want what's familiar to me. I'm not quite sure what I hope to achieve. All I want is the satisfaction of achieving it. Everything is bolted down now. It's almost like they don't want me to leave. You'll open up like that. You'll not open. You won't even collapse like some of those liars before. The fire extinguishers are starting to blend in with the walls, which is a little bit annoying. Well, not you. I just walked past you. And wait. What about you, though? Well, that works. Oi! It says. Alright, well, we've got to settle on something eventually. Unless we go through everything, Okay, it goes 1 through 8. That sounds pretty good. It's like choosing your song in Easy Delivery Company. Okay, how many times can I make this happen? At what point will the game crash? The answer is not this point, apparently. Wow, everything in this room is like this. Stacks within stacks within stacks. It's like Kilo in Voices of the Void. Huh. This actually causes me an issue now, and I just heard the thing change. What are you going doing and changing on me for? Maybe you'll automatically do so once you reach the end of the song. Okie dokie, we have issue then. I can't pick any of these things up because they'll just create more. Same goes for you guys. We could potentially get up and over this. Yep. Well, that works just fine. I can't believe that actually worked. So that's what these panels are for.
Attention. Dr. Pierce requires you to note the following risks of dream overexposure. Significant memory loss, both quantitative and qualitative. Hallucinations of dreaded or annoying objects. Unrealistic beliefs about the lengths of hallways. And other side effects which have not yet been discovered or which cannot be understood.
That's one of my least favorite personality flaws, is people who have unrealistic expectations for the lengths of hallways. Cannot stand those people. Right-click to return. Crazy. And we can do that from wherever. But each one does make new noise. And so we need to... Oh my. Look at all we need to. Now, if we can just get you big enough, I'll be able to climb up you. Yep. Self-replicating stairs are kind of the theme of this place. Okay, well, obviously I can't just send out one now, right? And other question, do these count towards the achievement? I mean, I imagine they must, right? But then again, they've got that slightly off-red look to them. Yep, come on. Let me in. I can't help but look at these every single time we come here. I mean, it's such a simple, stupid illusion, but it's one that goes so well with the overall experience. It's nice that it's taking something that is as simple as it gets, in probably one of the most complicated displays of visual illusions. And you're taking something that works on literal paper and placing it in a 3D interactive medium. Apple. Once more, right-click to return. The problem is, how are we getting you off of this thing? Well, look, what if we make a really big version of you, and then use that to push? No, it's not going to happen. All of you will go back to center. You're starting to roll. Come on, let's knock a bunch of these down. There we go. But look, we can remove you. Everything here is still behaving the same way. I don't know when we'll have emptied enough fire extinguishers. Important loading instructions. The skip is blah blah blah. Okay, there's nothing here. But what about this fan? Right, we can't actually move anything, but look at that. We're generating a 90s screensaver as we speak. What's over here? Besides more fodder for my enjoyment. A fall. Quite a massive fall, too. A very slow walk up some stairs. And the ability to open this door. I'm gonna need you to come straight to me. Or perhaps not. There we go! I figured it would be something like that. Like the first time...
Warning. Dr. Pierce is frantically submitting numerous spelling and grammar mistakes into the standard orientation protocol in a desperate attempt to counsel you. I have no subroutine to correct these errors, but I cannot compromise the integrity of the standard orientation protocol. You will not receive these messages. They would not make sense regardless.
Wow, really looking out for the duck, huh? Throwing him straight under the bus. But yet, the first time I was trying to make like a bridge that would reach here, and then the second time around I realized, wait, I probably don't need to. As long as they reach there by my perception, well, perception is reality. Somnosculpt Gallery. You know, this came out in 2020. Like, this really predates a lot of the concepts of liminal imagery as an art gallery. And yet it's all here, even right down to the velvet ropes. There doesn't need to be actual artwork on the walls for us to get what it's going for. It's no longer a sleep clinic, that's for sure. In fact, I'm not sure it ever was. Okay, there must be something we can pick up somewhere, right? Like the sign itself. There we are. All of you get right back in there. I see we once more care not for ceilings. It's like a whole direction we simply do not think about. Neuromorality. How to start it once more. I can't really read any of that. And a dream diary. All of these documents feel like they should be significant. Hang on. Started in the bathroom, was walking toward the door, but couldn't reach it. Voices in the other side of the door. They were saying something like a nursery rhyme. Intense feeling of deja vu. Tuesday. Floated through space for what felt like 7 hours. Plenty of stars, but no planets in sight. Wednesday. Started on the sofa in my living room. Couldn't move. Wednesday. Was in my kitchen, then suddenly in the hall. Then it ended. And then Thursday started with falling off a huge cliff. But we can't quite read the rest of that. Now what is this? Dr. Glenn Pierce, blah blah blah, some kind of code. I wonder if there's any way for us to scan that. And more whiteboard musings that we've already seen.
Attention. Dr. Pierce continues to input significant errors. I will interpret his basic ideas. Hello, my introductions are redundant. I am a real doctor who went to doctor school. VR has never been a mistake. I can help you, but I also do not know how. Transmission ends.
I've gotta love this passive aggression. Even here, we're still behaving like this. We can still pull you off the wall. All of you can go back where you came from. Except you. We can't put the stuff back in the fire extinguisher.
Hello, name is my Pierce Dr. Glenn. To the Somnosculpt Welcome Experience, team of your care leader patient years 10 development. Conditions struggle you whatever with? Professional invention. Edge science with cutting, a tomorrow can bright. And buts, no ifs, or look good.
Okay, that comes down to a lot more than sloppy typing. But hey, we made it. What if I forget to set the alarm? Emergency exit protocol. I've got to step onto that thing. Alright, I hope it works. Phil's friendly family produce. Farm to mind, mind to heart. Oh, and mind your heart, seriously. Oh, now the loading bar is just escaping its confines. Wasn't there like a programming contest at one point to design like the worst loading screen possible? 7 a.m. Relaxation room. Oh, this is the first time we've started to see this place shift. But shift it has, unmistakably. Oh, I see. Here's why. It's because we've woken up in a different room. And our found blueprints are on the wall right here. Wait, we can read the rest of this. Began with falling off a huge cliff. Right before landing, I fell back up to the top of the cliff, repeated this many times, and realized I had no hands. Friday, wandering through a seemingly endless forest, wolves howling in the distance. Took the weekend off as usual, so no dreams. This is cool. There's a realistic brevity in this. And oddly enough, in that brevity of dream descriptions, I find that the emotion still comes through. Was eating cereal for breakfast, kept eating the cereal, but it kept refilling. Cereal everywhere after a while. And Tuesday, arguing with my best friend in high school. We were in a bank. I think we were getting a loan or something. How to start it. Okay, this is the thing I've been trying to read this entire time. Maybe just use Butler? But want to appear personable. Hi, I'm Dr. Pierce, and you've just started your Somnosculpt therapy session. Hey, Glenn here. Welcome to your first ever Somnosculpture. Welcome to the future. My name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I cannot wait to show you what we've been working on. Greetings, traveler. Welcome to the wonderful world of Somnosculpt. I'm Glenn Pierce, and I will be your guide on this journey. Good afternoon, and welcome to Somnosculpt. My name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'm looking forward to helping you. Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. Welcome to Somnosculpt. Open your eyes. Welcome to Somnosculpt. Oh, I can tell you really thought you were cooking with that one. Welcome to the future of medical treatment. Well, this all explains why he introduces himself every time. Eggs, milk, chocolate, space. This is just somebody's weird shopping list, but look up here. The March 91 to February 92 calendar, which is already a strange span. but all the holidays are for 2019 into 2020. Well, I could stand some relaxation. Are we watching a movie? Nothing like a time-lapse of clouds to get the heart pumping. And I'm only half joking. This all feels like something that could exist on one of Pink Black's maps. A real movie theater effect, having the only light be from that projector, and then come around the corner and see actual sunlight. Well, not actual sunlight, dream sunlight, fake sunlight, the kind that's operated by the idea generator. About us. Hello, I'm Dr. Glenn Pierce. Somnasculpt is a company that strives to better mankind through the use of dream therapy to better understand how to solve people's problems. Once we get the kinks worked out and receive the proper funding, the world as we know it will be changed. Our mission: is perception truly reality? That's the question you are trying to answer. Our dice exhibit will astound and amaze you beyond your brain's cognitive limit, thus opening your mind up to the new possibilities found within this dimension. What does all of this really mean? We don't know, but that's okay. We're working on it. Wow, this place really is worthy of the Kerbals. Oh god, can you imagine what Kerbal psychotherapy must be like? Okay, I really hope you've got something useful for me, but first you can introduce yourself again.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. This is a notification that you have reappeared on our monitoring system after a prolonged absence. Please continue to do whatever you did most recently, and discontinue whatever you were doing immediately prior to that.
Well, see, here's where we're going to run into some conflict, because I was going forward down the only path possible, but then I mixed it up by going forward down the only path possible, so I really don't know where I went wrong or right. Well, we've gone right here, that's for sure. We're back where we were, at least. Yep, I saw it coming, but I did it anyway. Part of me didn't think it would, and then it did, and now my stomach is lying beside my chair. Gotta enter the dollhouse. But first, is there maybe anything on the podium? Nope. Thought maybe you might have left a speech behind. Well, unfortunately, it's a little small in terms of square footage, but perhaps we can fix that. This game is so cool, you guys. Well, now we have an issue of us being too small. Maybe we need the house to be a little bit smaller as well. Not so small that we can't get in, that we could squeeze through here. This game is something else. Just when you think you've exhausted the limit of what can actually be done with these things, we find ourselves chasing the white rabbit once again. Green soda. Don't you hate it when you go to order a drink from the drink machine and you hear it get smothered in the void? Anyway, that's open now. As are... Did we already get you? Okay. We didn't get you. But there's a problem. I can't fit. Well, maybe we need to grow this just a little bit more? We certainly can't reach to the other sides. Okay, this should be just right. Yeah, you also are not going to work for me. Now if we can shrink ourselves down a little bit. I'm starting to get what girls like about dollhouses so much. Okay, what if we go massive scale? Oh my... Is this what the Wicked Witch felt like? I wonder if we'll be able to fit through there. Do we need to be maybe a little bit bigger? Not quite. Unfortunately, we can't do anything with that radio either. You know, I'm going to push back against that document we found. I don't think you're going to be able to disprove that perception is reality here. I didn't realize we'd be turning back to horror again. Seeing this TV, I can't help but be reminded of the void places.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. In addition to continuing and discontinuing as mentioned earlier, please also disregard any unsettling experiences that you may have recently had. Everything should have now reverted to being soothing and therapeutic. If this is not the case, you may be receiving this message in error.
So basically everything's going to be good unless it's not. Thank you very much, Dr. Pierce. Hey, so, how's that TV doing its thing? And more importantly, what will it be doing once I get back? Much the same thing. Well, look, it's a dream. It doesn't have to adhere to any sort of consistent laws of engineering. Actually, it doesn't have to adhere to much, is what we found. Let's just step around that. Okay, we've stepped out of unsettling places. And we're now in cool places. Oh wow. Are we gonna have to Jenga this thing down? Oh, yes we are, and we're gonna do it in the most fun way possible. Okay, now provided it's not too stuck, we should be able to get right in. Yep. I mean, I could comment on anything, but this game really speaks for itself. Every single puzzle is less so a puzzle, and more just sitting there with its arms crossed, waiting for it to click what would actually work. It's like every dumb idea you would have in a normal puzzle game where you look back and think, man, if only I could just do this. That's precisely what this whole thing is built around. Huh. Ooh. Now, if only I could open this. Only one of these windows actually pops off. Perhaps we could make it bigger still? Oh, we can just walk right through. Okay, I may have made this a bit bigger than I needed to. Never mind, I think it might be just right. Oh no. We're in the locker rooms from Howald Hospital.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to read you my favourite inspirational quote by me. The worst thing you can do is focus on negativity. It won't spare you from the cage of death, the pain of disease, the cruelty of time, the cold shell of human nature, or the eventual loss of everything you've ever held dear. Whatever you do, don't focus on that.
You know, this must be a professional quote maker. Hey, we can actually fit inside here and pretend everything isn't overwhelmingly huge for a little while. Man, this guy's really doing the opposite of his job right now. I will give this therapy some credit. It kind of works in the same way that electroshock therapy works, which is that I am so utterly distracted from the feelings that brought me here that I haven't thought about them in a while. Well, until you helpfully reminded me. We've got a floaty castle. There's a floaty castle, you guys. We can probably also use this to climb, right? Yep. I mean, I know it wants us to go inside. But we can also see if there's anything for us up here. Look at this. I imagine this would be a stairway to the higher dives. Oh, it's a drain. I thought it was an oversized coin. Okay, let's make this as big as we can. Whoa. Actually, we're gonna want to get up there first, right? Because the larger we make it, the more likely it is we can use the diving board as a bridge. No? Okay. Now from here, we go like that, and we make it. But it still needs to be a little bit bigger. Come on, you can duck into there. Okay, come on, this has got to work. There we go. Once more, we're a little on the tiny side. But you know what? Since we're trying to climb into a vent, that should serve us just fine. Bump, 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 bump. Oh, did nobody clip this vent cover? Hey, we're up here. Oop. How are we managing this? We need to get up there somehow. Okay, this is a more difficult puzzle. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that to stand up there. Oh, unless... Wait. We don't need it to. Here's what we do. Look. Let's make that smaller. Drop you over there. Wait, let's... we haven't used this in a while. Let's just turn that around, like so. And then we can just turn around and go back, right? Sometimes the way this works is that there's an obvious solution, and then an even more obvious solution that you don't even think about because the first one is so obvious. This machine is remotely controlled and may stop and start without warning. Yep, we made it.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to thank you for triggering every single one of our 823 emergency protocols.
Pleasure.
This will assist us greatly in improving the system for future patients. Congratulations. Anyway, you're now headed in the right direction, and we should be able to initiate the emergency exit protocol shortly.
That was so excited, it's bound to go wrong. It really is Wonderland, and we've got to climb out a keyhole. We just need to grow the two of you and move back and forth between you. Or rather, use you to grow ourselves. Yep. We're getting there. However, there is a right and wrong way to do this, isn't there? We don't want to make ourselves too huge, because then we're not going to be able to fit through. Oh, well, I'll tell you what we can do, though. We can simply shrink one of you down and just sort of pass you through, right? Let's make you smaller and smaller. Get you up and in there. Just up, come on. There you are. And provided you didn't fall face down, we can use this. Whoa, to get ourselves here. This is so cool. Good thing I don't take any fall damage. Oh my, this is excruciatingly slow. We could have been a bit bigger than this, but not much bigger. Up. That'll help. That'll help things greatly. I don't suppose there's anything we can do over there, is there? Hang on, I've got ideas. Long, excruciating ideas. Look, you see that? How there's an opening? I feel like I should take this thing with me. It'll save me some time. Down it goes. Well, I've reached the end. Now I begin my long journey toward these boxes. I really can't believe I picked this thing up from my starting point and put it at my destination, and then it's just a few minutes of straight walking to get there. And this perspective shift is insane. Like, the depth of field actually follows us down here. Just about any screenshot from this could be the thumbnail. It takes us a long time to even walk around this house. But there's more, I see it. Through to here. Let me just carry this house with me. The real estate market is killer around here. Oh my, we're still walking, man. Of all the places where it's possible to soft lock yourself, this has gotta be one of them. I feel like I'm trapped in an eternal Sims build mode. Well, there's a down here. As long as this is with us, we can't really lose, right? Whoa. We're coming right off the table. Look how long it takes us to even fall. I feel I could stand to become gigantic. Actually, I sort of have an idea. Wow. Wow. Well. I messed up. I messed up real bad. Hang on. Wait, I know what to do. Let's bring this down. Dude, this is such a fun playground. We go through there. We come out here. Right? Make it a little bigger this time. Oh, this thing does not even know what to do. This thing does not even know what to do. Okay, so I'm going to stop playing with it or we're going to be here forever. Okay, we're in. Function overloading, C++. In volume of a cure, int volume blah blah blah, volume of a cylinder, double volume, double return. 5 to 6 dreams is the absolute limit. What's the emergency protocol to the emergency protocol? Well, we're fast approaching that limit, but I'm just gonna say it doesn't concern me, even though it very much does. Kitty! Kitty, hi! Meeting for Cardboard Lovers Association, November 22nd, 1991, at the Association Clubhouse. That wound itself up for that. This game's got charm. You can't deny it. I mean, not that anybody was denying it, it's just a phrase. So, we've come back around to 3 a.m. And I see we're dispensing with the hallway, skipping straight to the back maintenance areas. But you know what? I appreciate it.
Emergency exit protocol initiated. Please prepare to conclude your Somnasculpt experience in 10, 9, 8. Error. Error logged by.
Orientation protocol.
Stand by for analysis.
I think we may be coming back to spookiness. Almost sounds like somebody's trying to stop me from leaving. Excuse me, I'm just grabbing a potential thumbnail. You never know how it's going to look until later.
Error analysis complete. You are exhibiting signs consistent with an increase in fear, hopelessness, and frustration. This is inconceivable, as Somnasculpt therapy is proven to correlate with a decrease in these emotions.
Based on what? A sample size of me? You know, I feel like none of this is my fault. Like, I can't be blamed for anything that's come to pass. But perception is reality. If I've learned one thing, it's that. Which isn't what I came here to learn. They're never gonna give me a refund.
Hypothesis. Patient was improperly oriented. Conclusion. Impossible. Reformulating.
Danger. Do not enter, you say? Well, you can't just show me that and then not have the door open. I want to see what's in there. Still, though, this definitely is worrisome. No real communication from either of you. All we know is that things aren't going correctly.
Improved hypothesis. Patient requires additional Somnasculpt therapy. Conclusion. Emergency exit protocol cannot proceed. Emergency exit protocol has been emergency destroyed.
That is both hilarious and extremely terrifying.
Instruction.
What?
Continue with Somnasculpt therapy indefinitely on an independent basis, as all orientation resources have been exhausted. This concludes your standard orientation protocol. Goodbye.
It's pure desperation now. No transition, no nothing. And it's trying to keep me here. This really has become a horror game in the end. All this still left open. We're caught in a loop. Oh my god. They can't wake us up anymore. All we can do is chase alarm clocks through our dreams. They have pulled a portal. They've had us go off the rails. The rest of the puzzle game was to show us that we are on rails. Oh my god, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Game, I'm stuck. Hey, game. Reset to last checkpoint? It was back to here. This is actually becoming existentially terrifying. Trapped in a loop of ourselves. This is possibly the worst way it can go wrong for somebody in our position. Okay, let's give ourselves a little bit more room. There we go. I really hope you've got something for me, Doc.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. Thank you for completing the Somnosculpt Standard Orientation Protocol. Before you begin the first phase of therapy, I'd like to briefly describe the finite and fragile nature of the dream state.
I don't know what's worse, the idea that this is some kind of malfunction of what they're doing to us, or that this is happening because we just really are that inherently hopeless. I can't stop thinking about the feelings that brought us here in the first place. That feeling of insomnia, of feeling like we're not good enough, like everything is wrong, even while nothing is clearly wrong. Probably felt like we were in a loop even before we came here. Where to from here? I can't see anywhere to go. These doors aren't gonna open. There must be something. Oh. That's what I thought. The sign makes it so. It's like we're seeing a tour of all the places we've been. Topsy-turvy even by here standards. What looked like quite an easy traversal is actually much more deadly up close. Alright. Let's go for it.
Of course, nothing is more challenging than the difficulty of changing perspective, of fundamentally altering your perceptions in a way that will enable you to face dire, trial-by-fire scenarios with solutions that could not be found otherwise.
Okay, if you keep talking like that, maybe I can act like this is the therapy. I mean, you certainly have reshaped my mind, that's for sure. But will it help me? Oh no, we're walking on Source Engine dev textures, look. But there's a block we can align. Oh my... You set me up for that! You set me up for this too, though, so all is forgiven. Oh. Even within this, you're subverting expectations. Nope, let me through. Let me through. Exit temporarily moved, once again. Okay, oh. Well, I'll take it. You weren't kidding about it being moved. Hall 1. Perception is not reality. Or sorry, perception not is reality. He must have typed that in too quickly as well. But if perception isn't reality, then what is? Okay, that was a positive noise. That's a good thing, right? Just go where it doesn't tell me. No, never mind. That's not a good rule of thumb. Okay, no. This is actually doing something here. This is actually doing something here. Do we have to simply not look? Okay. Dude, I don't understand what it wants. It seems like the way you look will always be wrong the first time. So, wait. So if the way I look always starts off wrong, then if I look the opposite way, then the way it's pointing will be right? Wait, that's actually insane if that's true. There we go! That was a weird one. Sound of rushing water. And here we are. This actually is an awesome pool. Okay, how do we get ourselves up and over, though? Yep. It's a block. A big old block of water, at least encased on top as well. That is the most dangerous thing I can think of. And you're gone. No, you're not. Not really, anyway. Gonna need myself some mini soda while we're at it. Wow, that really is mini soda. Hang on, let's deminify it. Can we deminify it? Well, we deminified it to a point.
Finally, while we respect the unique progress of every patient, you must understand that it is possible to completely exhaust your supply of dreams, thereby entering a state in which you will not be able to wake up, even with the help of triggering mechanisms.
Yeah, but you're still remaining calm, so I'm remaining calm. That's how this works, right? Whoa, Just when I thought I couldn't be surprised anymore. That opens. I have lost the ability to pick you up entirely. Until now? Nope, I've lost the ability to pick you up. There is nothing I can do with you. Question, is that a bug? It doesn't seem like it possibly could be. That sort of looks like a chess piece if we look at you from a certain angle. Ah, well, we could put you there. That doesn't help me. Can't block the door. Is there anything else we can grab? Well, it actually doesn't matter, because we can just place you here. I forget that objects other than cubes have weight. Down we go. Well, if you can't anticipate it, it's not quite as stomach-dropping. Anything down here? Come on, you can't expect me to not check. Now that's something we've not seen. A rook on a rock. And a water cooler in much the same place. Okay, make way. We've got some climbing to do. Or you could just change our perception entirely at the snap of a finger. Well, it certainly has the pacing of a conclusion. So let's hope it doesn't decide to give us a poor one. I mean, we already got the cat and dog ending. The human brain, what I'm realizing, is not equipped to be so seamlessly snapped from one scene to another. It's like it shorts out and has to take in everything all over again. Well, thank you for not making me run through all that. We've been here before. All locations we've seen. Of course, we can always redo the fire extinguishers. There was a secret up here before. Perception is reality. It's like it's trying to convince us. Ah, look at that. Well, there's arrows, sometimes. But it's not random, so how do we get that back? Pointing us this way? Perhaps we just follow this endlessly until we next see more. Still going the right way, unless we're being lied to, of course. Just don't allow yourself to get turned around. It's not stopping. Well, we made it.
Please listen carefully for the sound of an alarm clock, which will automatically play if you are approaching a destabilizing dream weight.
Definitely feels like an unstable amount of dream weight, whatever either of those things are. We just gotta follow the sound and really, really come up with a better plan for ratings, because I don't think the Nielsen numbers are going to be swayed by this. Wait, even the clock? Why? Okay, sure thing. I can hardly move. Now that is very accurate to dreams. There's simply no way this is an escape. But there's no going back now, is there? No way. No way. No, no, no. That's 3D. You can't tell me otherwise. It's doing fake outs. It's spawning matte paintings as we get close. Or the video game equivalent. Life is but a dream. Well, we're in the back with everything else. The soundproofing is inconsistent at best, but hey, I guess this whole thing is a work in progress.
This is highly unusual. It appears you have entered the Somnasculpt diagnostic framework. Patients do not have access to this dream.
Is this a dream? Dream seems to be used interchangeably with software here. Paradox behavior 101. Don't do it. Never. Reminder. Call Jungle's management. Music too dang loud. Scent of burned curry. Shipments of food coming here. Don't have space for more. Ask if they can hand out flyers for testing. Also, ask Ryson Medical for increased canister order frequency. Or increased.
Diagnostic warning. Unrealistic use of dream objects may result in dream integrity fail states.
Look at that. I have lifted you straight out of the model. And look, if we get trapped in a dream inside a dream, well, what happens if that dream inside a dream enters reality? We potentially have some recursive issues here. Conception, not reception, conception. That sounds like the department you want to work in. Is this thing working, by the way? No, another thing gets swallowed by the void creatures. Well, you win some, you lose some with vending machines. That's just how it is. It's what you sign up for every time you push that button. I may have made teensy weensy boopsie. Well, look, is there anything in here that we might be able to use if we were smaller or larger? Because that's pretty much the one thing in our life we have control over right now, isn't it? Wait, what if we are able to put you back in? Okay. But can we go back out the door we just entered through? We can. I was just thinking, like, what if we could actually go into this place? I mean, it sounds pretty good. No, we've had some fun with that. We can even knock the dust down from the ceiling. But I've just had a worse thought, potentially. And you're not gonna like it. What happens if I try to take this thing through the door? Ah!
Please paradox from creating any refrains.
No!
Explosive dream overload. May result. Please paradox overload.
Well, isn't that what I want? Is that not precisely what I was trying to do?
Please overload for dream explosion. Confusion dream overcome frame.
Oof. This is what we need. Back and forth. So this is what happens when you've run out of dreams. You just get a new one. And honestly, this one's pretty cool. This one's got particles. That other place wouldn't be caught dead with particles. Ooh. And reflections that make a place look big and grand. And that allow us to see all the assets we've built up. And what is a dream made of but the assets of our life? Ideas that keep expanding with experience, and experiences that expand with ideas. Not an exit, you say? Maybe I don't need one. Me. That's okay, I've got ankles of steel in here. Doc, I think I might have helped you out. Are you at least learning something from this?
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and many years ago, I had a dream. I found myself in a place where I understood that each of us begins as nothing, where everything I perceived was shaped by seeing it exactly the way I wanted to. White space.
Oh, I hope you're going somewhere else with that because, like, people have tried that and it was a bad thing. Sorry, I don't want to ruin this moment. I'm seeing what it's getting at, though. Whether or not you believe that perception is reality, it's your reality. And that can't be denied. Everything that the world is to you is constructed from how you interpret these stimuli. And that's why every single individual is unique. That's why we're able to have art like this. Because you can show two people the same object and they'll never see it the same way, because everything, every experience, every perception is colored by previous perceptions and interpretations of those perceptions, and those in turn colored by biases and past experiences, and it's just endless complexity, and there's a beauty in that. It definitely keeps us from running out of dreams. Because when somebody decides to take those perceptions and express them, say through a game like this, they can share that with others. Well, not exactly. They can't share exactly that with others, but they can give us an idea. Ultimately, though, it will be something different to whoever perceives it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Female toads, minerals. Oh! I was not done reading all the signs. Although I suppose if I were to read all of them, we'd be here for quite a long time. There's a lot of things in the world. But if we really kept at it, spent weeks and weeks, maybe we could have found the sign for male toads. Not an exit. You're a liar. Perhaps something to do with shadows? I've yet to find anything I could move. Well, I found another fire extinguisher, which I've not thought about in some time. It was something to do with shadows. Oh. Dr. Pierce, I don't think your dream is handicapped accessible. But it certainly could be. This game is something else. I really did not expect it to be imbued with so much meaning. Yet here it is, and it holds off on sharing this with you until you're primed to perfectly understand it. Like I said, our perception of this is going to be different depending on who we are. There's no avoiding that. But it can make sure we're at least in the same ballpark.
But in white space, I also faced the greatest challenge I could imagine. Because with a lifetime of life itself behind me, and all of the weight that it carried, I realized that seeing things the way I wanted to was not as easy as it used to be.
We get so rigid in our perceptions. It sometimes makes it difficult to see what's right in front of us. At least I believe that's what you're putting down. Had me worried there for a second. I like that the music waits until we're back here to resume. Unfortunately, I can't climb this staircase. Oh wait, we can walk into it! And there's a black staircase which we can climb. A path visible only from this perspective. And down we go again. We have choices, but do we really? Not really. Not from the look of it. And it's all one place anyway. Look at that. It's the reflection that makes it seem a certain way. Well, the question then is, how do we get out of here? Oh wow, we can just walk beyond the edge. We simply assume that there are walls there. And there's our real exit. Tell me more.
You're well beyond dreaming now, and further out than anyone has ever come back from. But we hope that you won't get discouraged. After all, if this is a place of pure perspective, isn't it also a place where a different point of view could make anything possible? Isn't that why you came here?
We needed out of the rut of our life. We truly had control of our own destiny now. And that's terrifying, but it doesn't have to be. As with anything, we just need to get into the right mindset. I figured you'd do something like that. Oh, unless... Well, we know that these things are solid. Well, no, I suppose... These pieces are what makes something solid. And we can simply bound them one over the other. Let's just make sure this is a little bigger. And in doing this, we can build ourselves a bridge. And we're through. Okay, sure, I see our exit, but... Nope. Just because something looks like a door doesn't mean it is a door. Unfortunately, there's nothing else for us here. So even if we were able to climb you, we still can't get up there. Nor can we really see much of what's around us. The walls are regrettably quite real here. But what if we put you through there? And then we can make it! And then we can bring you back. Only when we can see something through the other side does it become real. Should I even be avoiding all this, or should I just let myself drop? In fact, I need to. Oh, it's like climbing down from a Chuck E. Cheese play place. Well, what am I waiting for? Let's see how fast we can get ourselves going. Ooh. It's a kaleidoscope of the mind. Oh, look at that. A satisfying visual feeling, powered by my own movement, and somehow that makes it more satisfying. You can even go left to right. There are so many things here that I'd love to spend more time with. I just looked over 3 hours. 3 hours of recording. That flew by. We can pick up the darkness. I think it's almost time to wake up. That was the first loading screen to behave like normal. We're back here, but like a real here. Or are we?
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and by now you may have realised that all of this has happened exactly the way it was supposed to. You see, everyone who comes to the Institute does so because they feel that they are no longer in control of something important to them. But more often than not, the problem is not that the problems we face can't be solved. The problem is that we become so afraid of failure that we refuse to see our problems from a new perspective. And so, we do the same things again and again and again. And therein, of course, we find exactly the failure we were looking for.
Oh no, it's been condemned. I mean, I get it, but still.
Your life will always be a struggle, and you will always have problems. But today, you have the chance to see things differently. Even though it meant facing obstacles that seemed impossible at first, you thought outside the box, and you overcame them. Because you saw things from every angle, you understood them for what they really were. Because you kept moving forward, no matter how far off the path you were told you were headed, or how unexpected it became, you found your way. Minutes, you'll be back in the real world. And some part of you will say that none of this was real. So how could it have really meant anything? But just like the power of perspective itself, it will have been as real as you believed it to be. All you've got to do is wait up.
And so, for real this time, that was Superliminal. And what can I say? I did not expect that to impart such a message, but it really is core to what the game was. And I love how meta it is in the end there. And I really love how it not only does it impart its message in the end about how the human mind is so much more boundless than we think of it as, especially as adults when we have this conception of what the world is and how it works, but how there is so much more to be seen and so much more that can be done with what can be seen. I mean, this game itself is proof of that. This game's most brilliant final stroke is revealing that the game itself is an object as manipulatable as any object within it. That if you allow yourself to see it this way, if you allow yourself to internalize the lesson, then it's as if you did go through this therapy for real. I mean, what's the difference, right? It's about breaking objects into their most base components and allowing yourself to reconstruct those components, because you realize that there's so much more in anything than you previously thought possible. I've always seen interactive media as a way of placing you into a different role so that you can see things from another perspective and really understand them better, but this is that condensed. It is a game about that very concept, and it is so valuable for that. I can't believe it's taking me so long to get to this, but I am so glad I played it, and I think it's a valuable experience as much to watch as to play. Thanks for dreaming. I said early on that solving every puzzle just made me want to giggle with joy, and I think what this is almost connecting you with that child self that sees so much possibility in everything, and it's showing you that it's not something that needs to go away with age. I mean, even look at the logo here. That M is a very subjective thing. It's something that we see in the gaps between what's there, but we still saw it. We all saw it. This was so much fun, and if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.